Hello and welcome to the Blue Collar Builders YouTube channel. My name is Andy and you're currently in the 22 days to start a business. We are on day 6 and before we jump in, just want to invite you into the accountability group. If you're interested, shoot me an email to the email address in the profile and let me know. Once again, it is going to be a paid group, but it's going to be a group filled with myself and fellow entrepreneurs who are trying to start businesses. And really, I want it to be a place where you can feel encouraged, you can get answers to your questions, and you can just have a community of people who will hopefully continue to push you forward and inspire you. So if you're interested, shoot me an email. No big deal if not. But for day 6, we are talking about focusing on a niche. Or a niche, however you like to pronounce it. So I think one of the common challenges or problems that new businesses run into is that they want to target every single customer that they can possibly target. And I think what you'll often see with new businesses is that they have a hard time saying no to certain people. And here's what happens. When you do that, you spread your resources too thin that you actually don't have a deep enough impact on anyone to convince them to buy from you or to convince them to work with you. And so oftentimes you end up wasting money because you're just not making a deep enough impact. And I'll share an example of this. We opened the business was called Dart Rush. It was an indoor Nerf arena experience. And we opened one in Louisville. And we spent a lot of money on billboards and Facebook ads and all these different things that span across the Louisville area. And our whole goal in the beginning was, let's just get the word out. Let's just see, if we can make an impression in the city. And I would tell you, we probably wasted tens of thousands of dollars in marketing, and we didn't see the return on it because we were not making a deep enough impact in a community. And what we should have been doing was we should have said, here are the 4 communities with families in Louisville, and we should go get involved in their parades. We should get involved in their local events. We should go get involved in whatever's going on in those areas, sponsor them, whatever it takes. But let's have a deep impact on a few small little areas in the town so that we can attract and create for us, it was how do we create a more personal connection with our customers to get them and convince them to come in and buy from us. And something else you have to think about is you are changing someone's habits. And think about your habits as a person. It is challenging to get you to try something new. So if you have a plumber that you've used for the last 20 years, it is going to take something incredibly convincing to get you to switch to a new plumber. Or you've gone to the same restaurant for the last 5 years and you love what they make. It's gonna take some serious convincing to get you to go somewhere else. So you have to be focused. You have to be able to understand the language. You have to be able to understand what their needs are, what their challenges are, and you have to be able to provide a solution for those things. And you cannot do that if your audience is too wide. You can only do that well when you have a very focused audience. And so there was a saying, I think it was by Russell Brunson. He's the head of ClickFunnels. It's a website, and he was basically giving this description of red waters versus blue waters. And red waters are the areas where there's lots of competition and everybody's fighting over the same customers, like a shark. Like sharks trying to swarm and eat all of the same thing, basically. But then there's also blue waters, and the blue waters are these areas within a niche that maybe aren't being served as well. And so the waters are still blue because there's not as many sharks in there trying to take the customer or take the food or whatever. And so we want to try to find those blue waters. We want to try to find those areas that are less competitive, that are easier for you to enter into the market and actually make an impact and actually generate some revenue for your business. So a really tangible example for this, I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and one way to do this would be to focus on smaller neighborhoods. So in the Cincinnati area, there are neighborhoods like Indian Hill, Milford, Anderson, Mason, and I could focus in on those specific areas. I could get really focused and make an impact in those areas. And then inevitably, if you give a good customer experience, those folks will tell their friends in Kings and in Lebanon and other surrounding areas, and you'll see your business start to grow. So for today, day 6, focus on a niche, get really focused, know your audience, and make a deep impact. Convince them to buy from you. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.